Hello everyone, welcome to this week's edition of Telegraph Herald More Than the Score. I am your host Steve Ortman. Alongside me this week you can see Brenden West. So you know here at More Than the Score this week, that means we're bringing sexy back. Go ahead, get going. Go ahead, get going. Okay, that's enough.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
But anyways, thanks Brenden for coming on the show this week. How's it going?
I'm doing great. I had one of the best weekends that I look forward to every single year. I'm talking, of course, about the Wendy's American Trust Classic. Not the All-American Classic, just the
As
Classic.
you so famously stated last week.
So we had an awesome slate of games over the weekend here at Loras College, and I tell you what, they didn't disappoint.
Upset.
You
want to talk great
special.
upsets.
Yes.
In my mind, I think Chief Brody lining up in the water and topping Jaws. I think, how can we forget, little Tommy Jarvis outlasting Jason Voorhees in Friday the 13th Part 4. But no, at the Wendy's Classic, you had an all-timer.
Yes, I sure did. This is definitely going to go down as probably one of the best games that's ever been played at the Classic. This in its 30th rendition this year. But first we need to kind of set things up. Okay, we all know about Dubuque Wahlert. Okay, they have a very storied basketball program. They're used to being at the state tournament, used to making state title runs. Okay.
Their mascot is the Golden Eagles.
Their mascot is the Golden Eagles. They're coached by Tom English.
Yes.
Last year they had a little bit of a down year. Okay, they kind of brand new roster, lost almost everybody that saw playing time for them. So they kind of struggled, but they gained a little bit of experience. They were able to make it all the way to a game away from being in the state tournament, despite not having such a great record. This year they're also off to a little bit of a slow start, but they're a little bit more experienced. And when number 1 undefeated Oskaloosa came to Loras on Saturday, Wahlert gave them a good run for their money. First they tied Oskaloosa going into overtime, and then in the final 30 seconds, sophomore Jacob Shockamel hits the go-ahead shot, about a 20-footer for Wahlert to put Wahlert ahead 72-70 with under 10 seconds to go. Oskaloosa still got a chance to win this. Okay, they go and throw the inbound pass, and the Oskaloosa coach calls a timeout. Right, kind of a smart play. Except Oskaloosa didn't have any timeouts. Technical foul puts Cale Schmidt to the free throw line. He drains the 2 more free throws, putting the game out of reach. Wahlert wins 74-70 over top-ranked, previously undefeated Oskaloosa in a thrilling overtime game. So congratulations to them. And I got to give Wahlert some credit, man. This is a tall Oskaloosa team. You could see why they were undefeated. We're talking guys who are 6'11", guys who are 6'9", 6'6", up and down the roster. A gutty win. And we talked to Jacob Shockamel and we talked to Tom English, and here's what they had to say about what Wahlert was able to accomplish last week.
You know, this is the number 1 team. They're undefeated coming into this, and you guys are able to take them down. What kind of a statement? What kind of ramifications do you think that has on just your guys' abilities to compete with almost anybody in 3A?
Really, it was huge. We kind of came into it. We were 2-0 this week, beat Kennedy, beat Waterloo West, some pretty good teams. We were very confident coming into it, and now that we got the win, we're all pumped. We're really pumped, and it really shows that we can play with anyone in Iowa. When we get down to Wells Fargo, hopefully we can go pretty far there too. So.
We've seen a lot of growth out of our team from day one, particularly since Christmas break, and I think that growth has really shown in the court and in practice, but because the schedule we play doesn't always show in the win column. But now that we've been able to put a few together in a row over really quality teams, it's really boosting our confidence, and I think we now believe in ourselves and that we can get to the postseason and do some damage, but we know we got a long way to go before that, but we've always got that in the back of our mind.
What'd you make of sort of that final play there? I don't know if you've ever been in a situation like that before, where whether it's you or an opposing coach doesn't realize how many timeouts you have and gets called for that technical there. I guess take me through what's going through your mind when you sort of see that situation unfold. Well, you hate to see, it's an unfortunate event when somebody does that. It happens, it's basketball, but obviously we knew if we could make 2 free throws there, the game is over. But the possession that we went ahead on was key to us. We had a play set where we had 2 or 3 options. None of them were open. Oskaloosa did a good job of shutting them down. And Jacob Shockman went up with the ball and hit a clutch pull-up jumper. That's his shot. He loves it.
That was one of 5 games that took place on Saturday during the Wendy's Classic. The others were featuring a bunch of local teams here. We'll start with Mineral Point. They get a nice big win over Janesville, Iowa. Braden Daly had a nice big game there for them. Back into the city, we had Dubuque Senior and Hempstead both losing to Illinois Chicago Suburb Schools. The Rams lost to Marian Catholic, the top-ranked team in Illinois Class 3A, and Hempstead fell to Buffalo Grove. And then finally, to start the whole event, we had Black Hawk up there in Wisconsin. They took on Don Bosco Gilbertville and defeated them. So it was a great day of exciting basketball, lots of interesting stories, and very exciting stuff.
Yeah, now when I think of the great upset Wahlert had against Oskaloosa, and I know earlier I kind of took the horror movie route, but when I think of great sports upsets, I go back to February 2002, the New England Patriots Super Bowl, 14-point underdogs to the St. Louis Rams. And you remember what happened in that game, Brendan?
No, what happened?
The Patriots, believe it or not, pulled that game out 20-17, and you would be hard-pressed to find anybody to predict that the Patriots were going to win that game. But you know what? Boom, there it is. Paul's got it around the screen right now. Steve Ortman, high school newspaper, 2002, correctly predicts the New England Patriots would beat the St. Louis Rams when the Super Bowl. What can you say about that?
I think I've
Just
heard
a
way too much about the
modern-day
Patriots right now.
Nostradamus.
That's what I think. I think I am sick of hearing about the Patriots every January, every February, every draft, no, I'm done with it. Moving along.
Yes, enough about the upsets and the great predicting skills of yours truly. Let's get on to my scene, the girls' basketball scene. Big ranked showdown on Tuesday night in Class 2A. Number 9 Bellevue hosting number 6 Cascade. And ever since the River Valley Conference was formed 5 years ago, back in 2013 and 14, Cascade has won 9 out of 10 meetings with Bellevue. It's a team the Comets just have not been able to get over, but after some big performances from Cameron Ray, Lindsay Banowitz, Emma Kelchin, the Comets pulled this one out on Tuesday night, 46-43. Really felt good for this team. This is kind of a big rivalry matchup. They developed it, highly ranked teams the last couple of years, and finally the Comets get over the hump and get a big win over Cascade. Really felt good for them, as you can imagine. Caught up with senior guard Cameron Ray. She scored 13 points in that game. Here's what she had to say about getting this huge win for the Comets.
Beating Cascade was huge for our confidence. Right now, we were in a little bit of a slump. We were really disappointed by our loss against Comanche, but we had to rally. We had to bring up our teamwork a little bit, and I think we really did that this game, and it gave us a huge confidence here at the end of the season. You know, it's a sprint to the end, and this is where we have to take flight. You know, we have to work as a team and just keep winning here on out, and we'll be fine, I think.
Now you guys got out to the big lead. Cascade makes that run in the second quarter. You kind of went a little cold in the second quarter, went into halftime tied. What was the message from Coach there as you entered the second half all square?
He said that has to be, you know, everyone has their quarters where they just don't play very well. Well, that was our quarter, and we had to put it behind us. We had the huge lead right away, and we just had to continue playing our game, and we would be fine.
Yeah, and tied going into the early in the fourth quarter, tied it back up, but talk about your thought process there. Hit a couple of big shots that kind of set things off for you guys in the final quarter.
Yeah, you just got to keep shooting, but I think defense was key on our side. We played a good 3-2, and you have to adjust for each team. And for Cascade, they have good outside shooters, so we had to play a nice, strong 3-2, and we did. We played as a team, and I think that was key. We had everybody on tonight on D, and just had to key in on our top shooters and count on them to make stuff.
I mean, if you sit there and want to, you know, tout how you're able to predict Super Bowls and everything like that, I actually specifically called how the day, the week, the team, when Mitchell Trubisky was going to start his first game for the Bears. Did I get any credit? Did I sit there and bolster myself up? No, I didn't. And that's way more relevant and timely than whatever the heck you were talking about. Oh, we're back on. Sorry. Got anything else for us?
No, I think that should. I think we caught that embarrassing spiel on camera, by the way. So, are you proud of yourself for that?
Yeah. You know what? I am. I correctly called when Mitchell Trubisky was going to start his first game.
Okay, that's it for this week's edition of Telegraph Herald. More than the score. For Brenden West, calm down, buddy. I'm Steve Ortman. We'll see you next week.